Question I get asked by many friends, colleagues in the channel, etc., is when are we going to start traveling again? When can business commence? When can I fly to a meeting? I have several clients that are CEOs. They just want to know, hey, when can we get back up in the air and keep on with our daily lives, with business? And a lot of that involves boarding a plane, going through the process of an airport. American and United Airlines hint at a future in the latest decisions made. So the economic impact of the coronavirus is still unknown, but one thing is for certain, it's hit the airline industry especially hard. And they're obviously going to be expecting and getting a lot of bailout money because of it. As more than half the world is under some sort of shelter in place or stay at home instruction, there's little demand for flights. But great offers to fly to travel destinations, holidays, and so you'll pick up some of the best deals now, even if you plan something in 6 or 12 months' time. In response, we've seen some unprecedented moves from the aviation industry, like airlines consolidating flights across metro areas, adding tag flights, and retiring large numbers of planes en masse. For travelers looking to modify upcoming travel plans, airlines have this far taken a measured and calculated approach. When the coronavirus became a present threat in the United States in early March, the carriers recognized that passengers were unsure of whether they should book future flights. So JetBlue was the first to announce change fee waivers, but only for new bookings. The policy was quickly followed by the other major US airlines. Then, as the virus spread through communities, the carriers applied these flexible policies to previous booked flights. As cases climbed and demand plummeted, the waivers were slowly extended month by month, both for new and existing bookings. And this is a way that the industry has to work with the public on all fronts. You've got to get creative here. You've got to help people. If you want to keep future travelers, if you want to work with them, you've got to get creative. These airlines started getting creative. For a brief moment, there was a glimmer of hope that demand would pick up midsummer, right around when the waivers ended. But when we've seen this week has painted a grim picture for when airlines seem to expect to travel and pick up again. To start, on Sunday, April the 5th, Delta made headlines for its industry-leading move of extending elite status by another year. United quickly followed suit later that afternoon, and since then, Alaska and a whole bunch of other airlines have matched. On the service, this is great news for frequent flyers, but in reality, it's nuanced. Had Delta believed that travel would pick up by the end of the year, it could have just lowered elite status thresholds instead of granting sweeping extensions. And then on Tuesday, April the 7th, American and United announced that they were expanding their change fee waivers, but this time it wasn't for another 2 or 4 weeks. Instead, it was for months. So that gives us some sort of indicator. Maybe they know stuff that we don't know. Maybe they dialed into the administration and get feedback to make their plans, and we sort of have to read between the lines, right? Read between these travel plans that they are going to open up in the future. What message are they sending us? In particular, American is now waiving change fees for all existing bookings through September the 30th. There's a little bit of an indicator there. United is going even further. Its policy extends to the end of 2020. As you can see, these fee waivers now include travel through the fall and the United's case through the end of the year. It's likely only a matter of time before the other airlines make the same adjustments. In mind, this is less about the added convenience to passengers looking to reschedule their travel and more about what it indicates about the forecast for flight demand. So I think what we should do is, what we could read out of this is that, they're talking end of September, some are talking end of 2020 before the airline industry opens up again. For a while, we heard airline executives hint that travel should begin rebounding around late summer or early fall. For instance, American's latest schedule update has flights resuming in many of its major hubs beginning in the midsummer. When asked about whether this means planes would be full again, AA's Vice President of Network Planning, Brian Zottens, told TPG that we're building a schedule that presumes some recovery is in demand. Okay, but International Air Transport Association, IATA, thinks that travelers will be slow to take back to the skies. IATA warns against the possibility of a V-shaped recovery or one in which travelers return in nearly the same numbers within just a few months. Instead, the organization expects a significant recovery to begin in 2021. Another powerful indicator. So I'll leave you the a link to the article, but I was just sort of looking around, when is travel going to resume again? When can you start planning international trips, business trips, etc.? I stumbled upon this article and I thought I would share it with you. Thank you very much and have an awesome day, everyone. And please wash your hands. Stay safe.